This segment is sponsored by Hotel California by the Sea, Cincinnati.
Hotel California by the Sea's mission is to provide the best evidence-based individualized treatment to men, women, and young adults struggling with addiction, substance use disorders, and any co-occurring medical conditions. To enlighten us a little bit more about what they do here in Cincinnati is Mr. J.B. Whitehouse, the Director of Operations here. First of all, thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
We want to learn all about this facility.
Absolutely. So we're a dual diagnosis treatment facility. So we treat primary substance use disorders. So really that's all types of addiction. And then secondary co-occurring mental health disorders. So oftentimes when you're struggling with addiction, you're going to be hard pressed not to experience mental health conditions like depression or anxiety, put yourself in traumatic situations, all of which we treat right here in this facility.
Now, how did you guys come to be here in Cincinnati?
So that's a good story, actually. I struggled with addiction for 10 years myself here in the city of Cincinnati from the age of 13 till I was 23.
Wow.
And long story short is I ended up sending myself to California in hopes of saving my own life. At that point in time, it became really a matter of not if, but when I was going to die if I didn't seek some type of treatment. So I ended up sending myself to California, and that's when I was introduced to this brand new model of care, one that I did not know existed. And I ended up going through that program and stayed in that program for a year and have remained sober since. So what I started doing and felt compelled to do when I had a year of sobriety was start working in treatment. I wanted to be able to help other people who came from the exact same situations I was in navigate their way to similar success. And I started noticing after I've been doing that for a few years, working with other people and seeing all the success that they've had, is why doesn't a program like this, in terms of this model, exist where I'm from in the city of Cincinnati or the state of Ohio? And then I got to work. So I actually worked for 2 years with Hotel California by the Sea, trying to get them to give me the opportunity to bring this model home.
Right.
Because to be quite honest with you, Joe, so many of my friends died from this disease that did not have the opportunity to go to California like I did, to seek that type of treatment and that model of care that I personally feel would have maybe granted them the opportunity to do the same thing I did in terms of my own recovery. So after 2 years of working on that, I finally got the green light and moved home 10 days later, drove a U-Haul 32 hours back to Cincinnati, got to work and developed the infrastructure for this program for over a year.
That is absolutely an amazing story. Congratulations on your recovery. And now seeing that you're bringing it around full circle to help others out there is really something to see. We want to talk about the comfort level that you give and you provide to the patients here. I hear that you set up different types of residential areas to where they can really feel at home as they complete their recovery process.
Right. So one of the fundamental portions of this model of treatment that differs from a lot of the other treatment facilities locally is we actually used single-family residences in the local neighborhood, so actual homes. And they're licensed by the state of Ohio and they're accredited on a national basis. But these homes provide a more welcoming and comfortable atmosphere. They're a little larger in size and a little nicer in amenities, so you can feel comfortable with where you're living while going through programming. I went to some facilities that were uncomfortable and I don't think very conducive to kind of that type of atmosphere, being welcoming. And all I could think about when I was in those facilities is I can't wait to get out of here, as opposed to focusing on what I'm there for, what I need to be working on in terms of myself and making that effort, to continue moving forward with my own recovery. I was worried about getting out. So we actually have these single-family residences that provide that atmosphere to have someone feel comfortable with where they're at, be able to then focus on why they're there and further their own recovery and further their own sobriety, which is a pretty neat aspect of what we do and one that's very beneficial in terms of the success of our clients.
And would you say that is what makes you different from any other recovery program?
I think that model in terms of utilizing the homes definitely makes us different, but it's a full-pronged approach. So our staff is what makes a difference. Right, you can have the best facilities, you can have the nicest residential places, you can have, just everything under the sun that's nice in terms of like a material or a property or whatever. But if your people aren't there for a reason, and that reason is passion, that reason is devotion, that reason is to be able to help other people that were in the same position they were in, then that facility is not going to be as successful as it could be. And that's what makes the facility different, is our people and our approach, using evidence-based treatment, as you stated earlier, and being able to meet our clients where they are, because oftentimes that was us. About 80% of our staff here are in recovery.
Well, Mr. Whitehouse, thanks for providing that amazing story and everything that you're doing here. Just awesome work. at this facility.
I appreciate
Where can
it.
people go to find more information?
People can go to hotelcaliforniacincinnati.com, and there they can reach out to our 800 number. We're available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Thank you so much for your amazing
Absolutely.
story and the work that you do here at this facility.
Thank you.
If you're looking for a place to bring your loved ones who are dealing with any type of drug or alcohol abuse, this is where you need to come. Hotel California by the Sea, Cincinnati.
Welcome to recovery.